Has chapter. Plans under the evening glow. The sun dipped toward the horizon, casting a warm glow over the ruins of Atlantis as the team climbed back into the submersible. Miles spoke into the comm, his voice steady. Kira, we're coming back to the sphere. We know the Metromite's location. Let's regroup and figure out the plan at the sphere. Copy that, Kira responded, bringing the sphere to your location now. The faint hum of the sphere resonated through the air as the massive black structure glided toward them. It hovered just above the ruins, its sleek exterior reflecting the eerie glow of the Metromite veins below. With a soft, mechanical hiss, the ramp extended smoothly. The team wasted no time boarding, their steps heavy with exhaustion yet fueled by determination. Inside the sphere, the team gathered in the briefing room. The atmosphere was warmer now, more relaxed. Lena entered with trays of food, sandwiches, warm soup, drinks, and snacks, and placed them on the central table. Eat up, she said cheerfully. You'll need your strength. As they ate and talked, Miles shot Damon a deliberate look, his tone leaving no room for argument. Damon, check the perimeter outside for threats, scan for any sea creatures or scions, report back if you see anything unusual. Damon's expression tightened, his jaw clenching. He knew exactly what this was, another excuse to keep him away from mission planning. He hesitated for half a second, as if considering pushing back, but then exhaled sharply. Got it! As Damon grabbed his gear and left, Miles tracked him until he was gone, ensuring he wasn't within earshot before turning back to the briefing. He had no intention of giving Damon the chance to sabotage anything. Kira tapped the console in the center of the table, and a hologram of the Chamber of the Heart appeared, projected into the air above them. Here's what we're dealing with, she said. The hologram showed the complex layout of the chamber, surrounded by glowing conduits of Metromite energy. Red markers indicated threats, sea creatures and scions patrolling the area. Helena leaned forward, studying the image. This is one of the most secure buildings in Atlantis. People believed it housed advanced weapons and treasure, gold, jewels, things like that. Now we know the truth, the orichalcum crystal is here. Lena activated another hologram, this time of the crystal itself. The projection showed a glowing, multifaceted object, roughly the size of a backpack, its colors fluctuating in mesmerizing patterns. This is the orichalcum, Lena said. The engineers and scientists who built this system designed a platform to extract energy from it infinitely and distribute it across the entire city. Imagine that! Energy powerful enough to power entire continents forever. No pollution, no waste. Jace smirked. Yeah, and no electricity bills. Sign me up. Lena rolled her eyes but smiled. What makes this crystal's energy so unique is the converters it's hosted in. It's a blend of nuclear fusion, quantum mechanics, and systems we barely understand. If we can unlock its secrets, this crystal could change everything. Miles leaned back, his expression serious. How exactly does it work? Lena adjusted the hologram to display the energy flow. The crystal generates immense energy through quantum-level reactions. The platform acts like a siphon, extracting the energy and stabilizing it into usable forms. It's self-sustaining, an infinite loop of power. Theo, ever the realist, chimed in. It's not as simple as just taking the crystal and putting it in a bag. That platform is probably the only thing keeping its energy stable. If we mess with it, we could trigger a catastrophic reaction. The room fell silent for a moment, the weight of Theo's words sinking in. Finally, Kira spoke, breaking the tension. There's also the countdown clock, she said, pulling up a digital timer in the corner of the hologram. It displayed the remaining time until Atlantis's final collapse. 11 hours, 37 minutes. Miles straightened, his tone decisive. We leave at first light. This mission won't wait, and neither will Atlantis. He turned to Helena. You'll be returning with us, Helena. This isn't just our fight anymore. It's yours, too. The group nodded in agreement, their expressions supportive. Jace grinned, leaning back in his chair. How could we leave our princess behind? Besides, Helena, you're stealing the show. Girls back home are going to hate you for it. Helena laughed, shaking her head. I'll try to handle the pressure. After the meeting, Kira guided Helena to her chamber. The room was small but inviting, with a soft amber glow from the overhead lights and a neatly made bed in the corner. Kira placed a stack of clothes, towels, and toiletries on the table, her movements deliberate but gentle. Here you go. Kira said with a warm smile. "Fresh clothes, towels, everything you'll need. You're one of us now, Helena. We don't leave anyone behind." Helena's lips curved into a faint, grateful smile. "Thank you, Kira, for everything. I didn't think I'd ever feel part of something again." Kira stepped closer, her tone soft but firm. "Your help has been everything, Helena, truly. Without you, we wouldn't have made it this far. When we save our world, it will be because of you." She paused, her voice thick with emotion. "Your parents, they'd want you safe, and we'll keep you safe. I promise." Helena lowered her gaze, her expression bittersweet. "It means so much to hear that, but I can't stop thinking about what I'm leaving behind. My life here, as lonely as it's been, it's still home. The ruins, the memories, the air, it all feels like it's part of me. I've spent years surviving here, every day thinking it might be my last." She paused, her voice faltering. "It's strange. I've been dreaming of leaving, but now that it's real, it's hard to let go." Kira reached out, gently placing a hand on Helena's arm. "I can't imagine everything you've endured. You've survived something most people couldn't even begin to comprehend. But you're not alone anymore, Helena. You're part of this team, and wherever we go, you'll have us. You have a future. You have a family now." Helena's eyes shimmered, but she managed a small smile. "It's just hard to believe sometimes. I keep wondering what my parents would say if they could see all of this, if they'd be proud of the choices I've made." "They would be proud," Kira said without hesitation. "They'd see someone who's brave, someone who's survived, and someone who's about to change the course of history. You're their legacy, Helena?" Helena blinked back her tears and nodded. "Thank you, Kira, for seeing me, for understanding. I'll try to honor that." Kira gave her a small smile and squeezed her arm. "Get some rest. Tomorrow is going to be tough, but we'll get through it together. Sleep well, Helena." As Kira turned to leave, Helena called out softly, "Kira?" Kira stopped and turned, her expression curious. "Yeah." "Thank you for welcoming me into your lives," Helena said, her voice quiet but heartfelt. "It means more than I can ever say." Kira smiled warmly, her eyes soft. "You don't have to say it. We're glad to have you, Helena. Sleep well." With that, Kira left, closing the door softly behind her. Helena sat down on the edge of the bed, running her fingers over the soft fabric of the clothes Kira had left. For the first time in years, she felt a flicker of hope for a future beyond the ruins of Atlantis. A few moments later, there was a knock at the door. Miles stepped in, balancing a tray with a glass of milk and a plate of cookies. He smirked as he set it down on the small table beside her bed. "This will give you a good sleep," he said lightly, though there was something warm, something genuine behind his teasing tone. Helena looked at him, surprised for a moment, then exhaled a soft laugh. She picked up a cookie, turning it in her hand. "I don't remember the last time I ate something just because it tasted good." Miles leaned against the doorframe, watching her. "Well, there's a first time for everything." She met his gaze, and for a moment, neither of them spoke. "Tomorrow, with or without the orichalcum, you'll be in my home, London," Miles said softly, a small smile tugging at his lips. "And I'm going to cook you the most incredible meal you've ever had. Proper food, wine, cheese, pizza, roast chicken. None of this survival ration nonsense. Just a quiet evening, good food, and no one trying to kill us." He met her gaze, his voice steady. "Everything's going to be okay, Helena." "You'll see." Helena smiled, her voice quiet. "I trust you, Miles." He leaned down, pressing a soft kiss to her forehead. "Good night, Helena." He stepped back toward the door, pausing for just a second before adding, "Tomorrow, everything changes." As the door closed behind him, Helena settled back against the pillows. She was exhausted, her body still aching from the endless running, chasing, surviving. For so long she had eaten alone, slept alone, always listening for threats, knowing that at any moment she could be hunted by the creatures lurking in the ruins of her home. But here, inside the sphere, she felt something she had almost forgotten existed. Safety! The soft hum of the ship surrounded her like a quiet lullaby. The air was warm, the bed soft. And Miles, he had brought her milk and cookies. A small gesture, But it meant more than words could. For the first time, she wasn't alone. For the first time, she felt like she had a home. And for the first time, she believed, truly believed, that Miles would take care of her. With that, she closed her eyes and for the first time in years, slept peacefully.